For some people, the night time is not a happy time. Those people hate to see the end of the day and the coming of the dark. The boy in this story was one of those people. He had to learn about the delight, the play, and the wonders of the great world of darkness. Switch on the night. Once upon a time there was a little boy who didn't like the night. He liked lanterns and lamps and torches and tapers and beacons and bonfires and flashlights and flares, but he didn't like the night. You could see him in the lounge, in the pantry, in the kitchen, in the cellar, in the cupboards, up in the attics, and down in the alcoves and shouting in the hall, but you never, ever saw him outside in the night. He didn't like light switches. He didn't like light switches at all, because light switches turned off the yellow lamps, the green lamps, the white lamps, the hall lights, the house lights, the lights in all the rooms, so he wouldn't touch a light switch. And he wouldn't go out to play in the dark. He was very lonely, and he was very unhappy, because he could see from his window all the other children playing out in the summer night on the lawns. In and out of the dark and lamplight ran the children. They were very happy. But where was our little boy? Up in his room. He had his lanterns and his lamps and his flashlight and his candles and chandeliers all by himself. He only liked the sun, the yellow sun. He didn't like the night. And when it was time for his mother and his father to walk around switching off all the lights, well, one by one, the porch light, the parlour light, the lounge light, the pale lights, the pink lights, the kitchen light, and the stair light. Then the little boy hid in his bed. Late at night, his was the only room with a light on in all of the town. Then one night his father was away on a trip and his mother had gone to bed early. So the little boy wandered alone all through the house. My, how he had those lights blazing. The lounge lights, then the porch lights, the kitchen lights, the pale lights, the pink lights, the hall lights, even the attic lights. The house looked as if it was on fire. But still the little boy was alone, and all the other children were playing out on the night lawns, laughing. He could hear them far away. But then all of a sudden he heard a rap at the window. Something dark was there. Then there was a knock at the screen door. Something dark was there. A tap at the back porch. Something dark was there. And all of a sudden, somebody said, "Hello!" And a little girl stood there, in the middle of the white lights, the bright lights, the hall lights, the small lights, the yellow lights, the meadow lights. "My name is Dark," she said. And she had dark hair and dark eyes. She wore a dark dress and she had dark shoes. But her face was as white as the moon, and the light in her eyes shone just like white stars. "You're lonely," she said. "Well, I want to run with the other children outside," said the little boy, "but I don't like the night." "Well, I will introduce you to the night," said the dark, "and you'll soon be friends." She put out the porch light. "You see," she said, "it's not switching off the light. No, not at all. It's simply switching on the night. You can turn the night off and on just the same way you turn the light off and on. And it's the same switch," she said. "Oh," said the boy. "I didn't think about that." "And when you switch on the night," said the dog, "why, you switch on the crickets, and you switch on the frogs, and you switch on the stars, the light stars, the bright stars, the true stars, and the blue stars. Heaven is a house. Heaven is a house with porch lights and lounge lights and pink lights and kitchen lights and red lights and green lights and blue lights and yellow lights and flashlights and candle lights and hall lights. Who can hear the crickets with the lights on? Nobody. Who can hear the frogs with the lights